Well, Mark Robinson, a couple of days, of course, since we spoke at the Stadium of Light, you've had time to analyse things a little bit more over the weekend. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, it's similar, similar, but there are positives to be had. Of course there are. It's just, what we've talked about this morning with the players is, we want to be the best version of ourselves as much as possible. We've got a clear identity on how we want to be off the ball and on the ball, and we need to stick to that. And then, if the result doesn't come, it allows us to just look at the little things that need to be tweaked or what we didn't do well enough. And we just felt off the ball we come away from what we are, and that was why there was a little bit of frustration. And the lads have seen it, so we've gone through that in detail today, because you always need a platform to build off from. We've got this clear identity of where we want to go and how we're going to do it. So if you step away from what you do, it can just be a little bit frustrating. But by the same token, you have to take the positive. We're not going to the Stadium and Light, sort of sitting behind the ball, hoping we might grab a goal from a set piece. We went there to go toe to toe with them, and in many ways we did. First half, we've had 51% possession, and listen, possession means nothing unless you're doing something with it. But we did get in good situations and cause them problems. But as I said, we're going there trying to go toe to toe with these teams, and that's what we want to do. Did we fully do it on Saturday? No, we didn't. But at the same time, we weren't a million miles away. So we've looked at that and where we need to be better off the ball, and also some detail on the ball so that we carry more of a threat. So there's always positives, but we just mustn't steer away from what we want to be.
Understandably, there's a little bit of disappointment from them on the journey home, of course, on Saturday. What's been the response ahead of tomorrow's game against Northampton?
No, that's the thing. You want to come in and see that they are understanding. So the meetings we have are more about, do they see what we're seeing? And they do. They see it. So you look for them to put that right tomorrow night. And again, when we go and play Ipswich on Saturday. So as I said, it's very much a building process, but you don't want to keep taking two steps back. Things aren't perfect and things will go wrong, but you always want to have that platform where you can keep building and keep looking. So no, their response has been great. We had a great session this morning, and they know where we got to go, and I'm just encouraging them to take more ownership on certain things.
Of course, focusing on the game tomorrow night itself now against Northampton, John Brady, someone who's had a similar career path to yourself,
yeah.
You know very well?
Yeah, know John really well. We've become really good friends. Wasn't the case when we first met, to be honest. It's quite funny. Our first couple of meetings, John and I didn't get on too well. We had a couple of little bust-ups on the touchline, very sort of different styles. And
yeah, back in your 18s days? Back
in the 18s, yeah, when John come and done the 18s for Northampton, we'd never met. And the first game we had a little bit of a bust-up over something, and the second one we had a bigger bust-up. And then we decided to sit down and just chat, and over that he's become a really, really good friend, and he's someone I've really got loads of respect for. He was, when he came into youth team football and took Northampton, to be honest, he was something that the league really, really needed. He brought a real realism to it, and it was such a test to play his teams. And in the end, if I'm honest, he ended up making the league better because of his approach to games. He ended up making our players better because of the way they had to approach the game. So we've become really good friends, and it's someone I respect a lot. But obviously tomorrow night we need to turn him over.
So whatever the outcome tomorrow night, you might still have a drink with him?
No, he actually messaged me and said, do I want to stay over? So
right.
But that won't be happening. But no, as I said, he's a great guy, and I know his team will run through brick walls for him, and we've got to be ready for that, because they will give everything for him, because he's that kind of person. And I've watched them, and they work really hard, and they play good football as well. They have a way of playing that's effective, but they're also capable of playing some really good football. So we've got to be really at our best tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, some of the other bigger clubs perhaps entering the competition at this stage, but for ourselves it's still a tricky tie, isn't it? We're a mid-table League 2 team, even though we took 4 points off them last season.
Yeah, no, definitely, and John would have had time to implement his ideas even more. He'd done well last year, and they were quite unfortunate to go down, but you could see he was starting to put his identity on them, and from the games I've watched, that's even more. You can see that now. I think they've only had the one defeat this season. So no, we're going to have to be at our very best, and we will need to be at our very best, and I'm sure we will be.
Well, the emphasis is very much on looking forward and not looking backwards at past results, but if we actually get through this one, it will be the best AFC Wimbledon have done in the League Cup. So there's another incentive there.
Yeah, no, it's good to hear. And you and I had a few chats about that last season. You know, and I think it's good. We've got to be a team that keeps creating our own little bits of history. And I think, you know, we did that last year. You said it was the first time we'd won 4 on a spin. I believe, if you told me that was right, in the league, and there was a couple of other stats you give me. And that's what you always say that to the boys. You've got to keep creating bits of history and keep kicking on, and that's what this football club's about. We can't stand still. We've got to keep moving forward.
Team news, we're in good shape still, yeah?
Yeah, good shape. So so again, which is exactly how you want to be. You know, when I talk about changing the side up, it's not, as I said, the last thing it is tinkering. I think I read something with the word tinkering. I don't want that word. That's not what this is about. It's recognising that we've got a very, very young squad. The lads don't want me to say that, but they are. You know, 25% of the squad haven't played men's football. So it's not about me changing for the sake of changing. I've got to be mindful of the whole season ahead. You know, and asking lads who haven't played men's football before, may have only played 26, 27 games of reserve team football, to play 46 games of men's team football. Something's going to break down. So it's making sure that it's not rotation for rotation's sake. It's about looking after these players so we can perform to a high level throughout the whole season, and that's exactly what we're looking to do. Obviously, when it becomes Saturday and you haven't got the Tuesday games, then it might change a little bit, and you're looking at players who can go Saturday, but at the moment it's just doing what we need to do to get the high performance which we want out of all the players.
As you say, I mean, you've got a squad of 20 or so players, and you'll pick a team and a formation that'll be going there to get the job done, yeah?
Oh, yeah, you know, I want us to be a club that goes into every competition and wants to win. That's how I want it to be. You know, you as a fan, the season starts and you go, well, what have I got to look forward to? And I don't want our fans to think, well, we're looking forward to consolidation in League One. I want them to have things to look forward to, and think that we've got a chance of having a run in everything we do, as well as having an excellent season in the league, because, you know, that's what it's about. It's not much fun being a fan if you wake up and think, well, you know, we'll probably go out of that cup. We've got to give them something to be excited about in every competition.
One final thing as well, just changing subject slightly. Rob Tooley said to me, of course, the other way, when Luke Jenkins and Maitland get fit again, there'll be 2 more that will go out on loan.
Yeah.
Are you kind of relieved that you're not scrambling around this week doing any transfer business, or is the window for us is now completely closed, yeah?
Possibly. There might be a potential one option. I'm waiting to hear. But no, we're very happy with what we've got. It's just something that potentially come to light that maybe, but possibly not, because I think the piggy bank's empty.
Yeah.
But we're seeing it's just a potential option that come up that I've asked us to have a little look at maybe.
If it doesn't, I mean, you're happy to go with what you've got, yeah?
More than happy. It was just something that might just give us a bit of an option in the future, you know, down the line a couple of months. But I'm just waiting to hear on that.
Brilliant, Robbo, thanks for your time.